What's good, Chiefs Kingdom, and welcome back to the Water Boys channel. As today, I will be diving more into JuJu Smith-Schuster. As you remember, I did a highlight kind of reaction with Justin Reed. I'm going to do the same here with JuJu, but before we do dive into that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as I will keep you up to date throughout the week on anything related Kansas City Chiefs news and rumors that you do not want to miss out on. And without further ado, let's jump into some of these highlights. So, as I mentioned, we'll be diving into my reaction on some of these JuJu Smith highlights. I know a lot of us are familiar with him since we were interested in JuJu last year. And one, he's a prolific wide receiver in the NFL, and he's a well-known name, whether you know him for his play on the field or his TikToks off the field. We're very familiar with what JuJu is and what he's all about. I'm going to dive into the first one, and this time I'm not going to mess this up. So, as you see, the first one is just says JuJu's career highlights. It's about a 5-minute video. We'll get our reactions on that. And I'd like to thank Iconic Footballs. If you guys like the video, go subscribe to him. And we'll just dive right in and see what this is all about. Hopefully it's a good video. Of course. Why would it? That's actually very nice to see. So, a lot of us know, and particularly me too, because it's what I mention a lot. And one, that's from Rudolph too. So, good to see him playing well with his backup quarterback in there. But also too, we're knowing him for being a possession receiver. But as you see, he does have breakaway speed. But in this offense, I think he's going to be known for a big possession play type of guy. And that was a huge play right there too. Yeah, he just brings that strength. And that's something our offense struggles with. And it's good to see too. Just making a play on the ball. What can you say about that? That's a really good play. Ooh, is that Jalen with the Jaguars? Ooh, letting him know what's good. I think I remember that play, though, from a few years back. Nice route. That's all that was. That Bradbury, too? He making some of these good cornerbacks look stupid out there. Get in there. Yep. Ben had a nice little throw there, if anything. We used to see him throwing those ducks, but he got that to JuJu. I remember this play, too. That was a beautiful catch by him. And that's something that just we lack. We lack big time in this offense is contested balls. Who's going to make that play? Tyreek, he's a smaller guy, and he does make some of them. And JuJu's not the biggest stature guy, and we're hoping that's what Josh Gordon can bring to this team also. But JuJu, if he can make those plays, which you're seeing throughout, I know it's a highlight tape, and I'll keep mentioning it's going to show he's good, but it's a reason they signed him, because they expect these type of plays from him. Again, another contested catch for a touchdown. He's a Chief now, isn't he? Well, he's in. If that's Chris Lammons, like he's going through all that stuff that we all know about that happened in Vegas in the Pro Bowl weekend. Rudolph got it on him too. Hell of a contested catch. I love seeing this. Kyle Fuller, the former Chief, or Kendall Fuller, my bad. Is that against Bouye? That's when Jaguars had that shut down 2 cornerbacks. Then things changed so quickly. And that's what you like to see too. So you see a lot of these touchdown passes coming for JuJu, and those type of jump seam routes too that he gets. I remember this play. This was ridiculous. Let's just enjoy this real quick. And here I am. I be hating on his speed, but he got speed. Like he's not gonna be the fastest one on the team, but he gonna get away from people. But going back to my other statement was, we're used to Travis Kelce getting those jump balls in the end zone, and when that's locked up, we struggle to find anyone. And KC, even though they got a really good, prolific offense, they do struggle in the red zone when they get there. And to see JuJu making plays in the end zone inside the 20, that will help take KC's red zone offense to the next level as well. Big Ben with the arm. It's another 99-yarder. I forgot about this play. Is it? I think it is. Again, hating on his speed. Like, it's weird too. They there. They just can't make a play. You gotta love it.
97 yards. Coming down the field against Quandre Diggs, who just got his partner Antonio Brown, gets it, and now it's just a foot race.
A foot race. I didn't expect him to win, but he's broken 2 90-yard touchdowns just in this. I remember this play. Thought it was out of bounds. He like, hell no. I tapped both of those and I had possession. On 4th and goal. Take the lead before half. Raiders get used to it. You won't see them twice a year now. Tap. Toe drag swag. Nate Burleson will love it.
That's a touchdown right there.
Cool. So, most of my thoughts on this. Again, great video. If you guys haven't checked this video out yet, Iconic Football's on YouTube. Go subscribe. I don't know if he has any more, if it's just mostly Steelers. I haven't gone through his page, or if it's just highlights. But great video, great highlights of his career. Something solid. I love seeing it. Like I said, KC needs this type of receiver in his offense. It's funny that we go back to last year, and I don't remember free agency too in depth like that, but a lot of people didn't want JuJu on the team. They're like, we shouldn't sign him to a short contract just because everyone was so distracted about what's going on in the locker room, the TikToks and things like that. I don't think it's something you should be concerned about to the fullest, because if he's playing to a high level, let him enjoy himself. Let him go in. Let him do his thing. Like, this, yes, it's their job. It's a business. But, man, we all want to go out and have fun. It's a game. Let him enjoy himself. And as long as he's not doing anything ridiculous or stupid, I get it. Go do your thing. And I think he brings another dimension that the Chiefs don't have. You saw through those highlights, it was mostly jump balls and contested balls too. And then he brings another asset that I didn't even know he had. Like I mentioned, he may not be the fastest guy on the field, but he's got speed. I think he brings that different element that KC does have a solidified number 2 wide receiver. And I also seen too, just through Twitter again and social media, people are concerned because number 2s don't come in the fashion to KC and produce right away. And I kind of call BS on that. Like, they don't, but look who they have signed. Like, they started with the track like of a Kelvin Benjamin. Come on, we knew he was washed. Let's give that up. Sammy Watkins, yes, he was a big disappointment. He did have his times where he shined, especially in the playoffs, but that's been his track record too. Back in Buffalo, even with the Rams, Chiefs, and Ravens, that's what he's known for. He's never been a consistent player. So it's on us that we expected more. So I get it that people think that people come in and don't excel. Even a Jeremy Maclin, for a fact, he had one 1,000-yard season, and then it was kind of a drop-off from there. But JuJu, he's in a different tier than all those other wide receivers. He's younger, and also, too, he's got a lot to fight for. It's a contract year. He's got $7 million on the line with incentives. Like, he's going to ball his ass off this year, and I'm excited to see it. Don't be surprised, and this might be a hot take, but with the coverage that you're going to see on Hill and Kelsey, JuJu could become one of Mahomes' favorite targets early on, and don't be surprised if JuJu sees the ball a lot. But before I do close this video out, make sure you stick to the end, because KC did make 2 moves that I want to mention before I close this video out. So let's dive right into that. Before we wrap this video up, like I did mention, we have 2 news breaks we got to get into with Kansas City. They made 2 signings, 2 depth signings, like I mentioned, with KC. These are the type of things that's going to get them back in the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl. If they got a strong core depth, it's going to ride a long way, because KC and any other team in the league, we deal with injuries, we deal with scenarios that happen throughout the year. And let's dive into the first one, which is Derek Nottie. They re-signed him to a 1-year contract. There's no full details on that yet. If there is, I will post it right there so you guys can see the length of the contract. Well, not the length, but the money-wise behind it. But again, Derek Nottie, he had 3 sacks last year. I think it was his best sack production. And a rotational guy, not stellar or anything like that, but when the Chiefs are slim at defensive tackle, Noddy, he's been good when he comes in through the rotation. I think it's a solid re-signing to have him back on this team, even for depth purposes as well. And he brings that fun, charismatic attitude to the locker room and on the field. I wish to see more, and that's what a lot of us expected when we drafted him, but he just seems like a rotational guy, and that's what I will take for his value right now. So I still think it's a good signing because it's going to be a cheap end value, a 1-year deal. So I'm perfectly fine with Derek Noddy being back on this team. And now the second one, I'm going to read it off my phone because I never heard of the guy. But he's coming from Houston. Well, this last year he played with the Texans. It says the Chiefs have signed offensive tackle Jaron Christensen to a deal. Christensen is only 25 years old and was a third-round pick out of Louisville in 2018. He formerly played on the Houston Texans and has started 13 games in his career. It's a nice depth for Kansas City. And that's something you like to see. And first that comes to mind, and first that you see on social media too, is he might be a plug-and-play guy on the right tackle. Right tackle is still a hole for us. Wiley signed back, so he looks like he could be your starter because Niang's still going through an injury. So we don't know if Niang, how long this injury will go. We do hope it's cleared off by time training camp is here, preseason, and he's good to go. But at that too, is he your solidified right tackle you want? You don't know. And also too, this guy Christensen is a good swing tackle. That means he can move anywhere. If a left tackle gets hurt, he could fill in. If right tackle gets hurt, anywhere on the line. Like, good plug and play. It's what Wiley does too. Casey's got great depth on this line, and Veach has made it known that, hey, the line's not going to be the issue why KC is going to be losing Super Bowls. He's made that clear ever since we lost to the Bucs. So I love the piece. It's another cheap signing. Veach, he's doing his thing. He's going to build this depth because he already has his core pieces. If he can plug and fill 2 more core pieces, this team's going to be almost legitly filled. Keep focusing on that defensive side of the ball. That's what KC fans are all about. Maybe a pass rusher. Zadarius Smith still out there. A cornerback. Gilmore, come on. I know you've been talking with the Raiders. Let's switch it up. Let's come to KC. But it's going to be interesting. We're diving into week 2 of preseason next week. I will be diving more into the draft. I think I'll do it after week 2 of the free agency because that's when it quietly slows down. But with that, please do subscribe to the channel because I'm going to keep you guys up to date. Anything Kansas City Chief related. Also, too, if you do like this reaction videos, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to try to get more and more out with the signings we get. Also, with draft prospects, so you do not want to miss out on any of that as well. And oh yeah, before I close out, give me that big thumbs up and like this video. And I'm checking out. You guys take care. Peace.